So this series has become very tough now. We will get into that later, but first we have to take a trip to Best Buy because my beloved AfterShokz have died. They will not hold a charge anymore. I've tried a few things and they just won't even try to charge anymore. These were actually my wife's. My father-in-law, he was a runner. Whenever he's in town, he gives my wife a bunch of running stuff. And she has acquired a couple pair of AfterShokz, and one of these became mine, and it's dead now. So I was doing a lot of researching and reviewing this morning on which ones to replace it with. And there were two I was looking at. Basically, the new version of these, and then they have like a wireless one I'll put on the screen where it's like two individual earbuds that have a charging case, so they're more compactable and similar to AirPods. But with the reviewing and researching I did, I decided to just get the Open Run Pro 2s, which is the new version of the ones that died. And I think Shokz actually rebranded because they're not AfterShokz anymore like it says on this actual old one. They're just Shokz now. So I'm gonna go home, get these charged, and if you are a runner, I highly recommend this brand. They're bone conductive, so they don't actually cover your ear. They sit around your ear. These sit like, these are not gonna fall off of your head. Like, they're perfect. The battery life is amazing, and you can hear your surroundings. So whenever you're running, hearing people come up behind you, hearing cars, bicycles, all that, it's perfect for outdoors, so you can be aware of your surroundings. But yeah, I'm excited to have headphones again. I'm gonna go home and charge them and prepare for a long run today. All right, so after the Best Buy run, we've spent the next few hours relaxing, watching Ryan Trahan's new YouTube series, and hydrating. Now we have began this week's long run of 18 miles. 2 weeks ago, we had a 16-mile long run, and it murdered me. It was real bad. I'll get into that later, but going into this 18-mile long run late in the day, starting around 6 p.m. So it's gonna be nighttime whenever we finish, but we're gonna get it done. All right, so we're having some gut issues. 2 miles in, noticed it, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a detour back to the house before we get too deep into the run. So we are almost 5 miles in right now. But before I leave, I was gonna get Harrison to share with you a tip for long runs. She doesn't want to be on camera right now, so that's okay. So what is your tip?
Don't look at your watch.
Don't look at your watch. And that's right. If you've ever had to run a distance that I guess you don't want to run at the moment, every time you look at your watch, it's like you get that much closer. But if you go a long time without looking at it, and you look at it, it's like, wow, I've ran a lot further than I thought I'd have. Good tip. It's kind of hard sometimes not to just look at your watch.
I get in a bad habit of doing that.
But anyway, back to the run. All right, so we have ran a few more miles. We are 8 miles in, so only 10 more miles to go. I think the gut issues are gone, thankfully, but I did already run out of hydration, so I stopped by a gas station to get more Powerade, and I think I'm going to have to get a real supplement for fueling my runs instead of just Gatorade or Powerade. Those will do like during the shorter runs, but I am bonking hard during these longer runs. So before my next long run next week, I will probably invest in an actual fueling product. But other than that, we're feeling good. And I will probably see you guys next in the dark. All right, so we're 16 miles in, and I feel way better than I anticipated I would feel this long during this 18-mile long run. Today we're listening to Nick Bare's new book, Go One More. It came out recently. I'm listening to the audiobook right now, a few hours into the book, enjoying it. I'm a big fan of Nick Bare. He's one of the reasons that influenced me to get into running during COVID, whenever the gym shut down. So
It's always nice to support people that you follow. But yeah, 16 miles down, 2 more to go. I'll see you guys at home.
Our long run for this week on a Thursday, 18 miles. That went a lot better than I expected. But yeah, we have to shower, hydrate, and I will see you guys in the morning. So it is the next day. I was super excited to come to Oak Mountain and do about 20 miles on my new road bike. But unfortunately, upon discovery, I have a hole in the sidewall of my tire, which I discovered it as I was pumping up my tires before I left home. So in hindsight, I probably should have done more research then instead of driving 20 minutes here. But I got here, was worried about it. So I texted my friend Rob. He said, yeah, I should probably get a new tire. Then I Googled it, and people with the same issue asking the same question. And on Reddit I saw, yeah, if your tube is bulging out of the hole in the side tire, it's not that safe. You should probably get a new tire. So considering I was gonna bike 20 miles and there's hills that you go down and get like 30 miles an hour, but like, yeah, that would be a bad time to get a blowout. So I'm gonna do the smart thing, which, you know, I'm 29, almost 29 years old. Maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, I would have just winged it and went anyway. But I'm gonna do the smart thing, load my bike back up and head home and not bike today. And it sucks because it's the 4th of July. If it was any other day, I could just take it to a bike shop, get a new tire, and still ride today. But it's the 4th of July, so everyone is closed. So I'm just gonna take the L today, head home, relax a little bit, and then go for a run today, which I will see you guys later. But I will put on the screen, or I probably already have, the picture of the tire and, you know, the tube swelling out of the hole that's on the side, which I've only ridden the bike, I don't know, 5 or 6 times now. Definitely don't have a lot of miles on it. Really disappointing. Really disappointing. And I don't know how much a new tire is going to cost. I think like $100 or something. I know it all depends on what brand and what blah blah blah, but yeah, that sucks.
All right, so it's later in the day. We kind of just hung out with family, did some stuff that needed to be done around the house, and now I'm getting my run done at 8 o'clock with all the fireworks going off. Birdie is already in bed, so we're not going out and viewing fireworks this year, which is fine. I need to get this run done and get some sleep, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap up today. I'm gonna run a few miles right now. I'll put it on the screen for you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, so it is the next day. I'm at work on lunch now to get into kind of the topic of the video. I originally was gonna make this video about how this series is a lot tougher than I expected, which it is tough because I'm coming from a year of basically zero running, or like literally zero running, back into 30-40 mile weeks, trying to train to run basically an ultra marathon for my birthday, 29 miles. And 2 weeks ago I had a long run of 16 miles and it was absolutely awful. And during that I was like, how am I going to run 29 miles in a few weeks? But I did not take into consideration a few things. One, it was the first day we got back from Houston and I started a new work schedule. I used to be off on Thursdays and Sundays, and I would do my long run on Sundays, but now I'm off on Wednesdays and Fridays, which, don't get me started about my work schedule. Don't get me started about it. But I had to get in my long run that week, and with my job, I can have easy days sometimes, really easy days, and sometimes I can have really, really tough days, and my job is pretty physical, so that day was a bad day, but I still had to get in my 16-mile long run for the week, and I did it, and it was awful. I'll put it on the screen for you guys. I didn't document doing the 16-mile long run, but it was one of those awful runs which made me reconsider, like, what the heck am I doing? But during this video, running our 18-mile long run, I didn't have to work today. I did the long run. I was hydrated. I was fueling better for it, and 18 miles was relatively easy, or it was easy compared to the 16-mile long run 2 weeks before. So it just goes to say there's ebbs and flows to training. It's not always going to be highs all the time. There are going to be some lows. You just got to weather the storm. So don't get discouraged if you're training for a 5K or a half marathon or a marathon, and halfway through you're like having a big slump and you feel like crap during your training, because that's going to happen. You know, training isn't linear. You're not going to necessarily get better and feel better every single time, every single week. Sometimes you're going to feel bad. And after I felt bad during that 16-mile long run, the next week, last week, I had a down week or a recovery week, and I just ran 20 miles that week. I still did a 10-mile long run to have a long run in the double digits, but that helped out. And also, you know, you just got to take into account a lot of things. Whenever I had my very bad day on the 16-mile long run, you know, bad day at work, probably wasn't hydrated, probably didn't feel well, so that contributed to it. So I should have been thinking about that during the long run instead of getting discouraged. But yeah, that is basically the topic of this video. Just weather the storm. You're gonna have some bad training weeks, some bad training runs, but just do it anyway and you will get better. But anyway, that's basically the topic of the video. Ride the wave. There's gonna be highs and lows, but just get your training done. I want to finish work. I have something in the mail that I'm really excited about that's going to help our cycling. So I want to finish work, and I will see you guys at home. Home from work, put together our first ever indoor trainer, the Wahoo Kicker Core, with the Zwift cog, and I did my first ever virtual ride on Zwift of 20 miles, and I don't have any excuse now. Yesterday we couldn't ride whenever I wanted to because of the tire. Now doesn't matter about no flat tire, bad tire. We can get these virtual rides in on Zwift every morning, or you know, maybe not every morning, but I plan on doing this a lot more. I need a lot more time in the saddle because I'm still uncomfortable for these longer rides, but you know, only thing you can do to combat that is more time in the saddle. But I'm going to try to get more vlogs of just like multiple days instead of just the days I'm off, because I have 2 days off every week, and one of those days is a long run, so that just gets repetitive. So I'm going to try to just get more multiple days doing different stuff. But yeah, excited about this. I'm excited to get more into cycling and get better at cycling, because you know, it's tough. But if you enjoyed the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.